welcome back everyone, and it's time to go balls deep. And it's finally that time of the month again. Boruto Chapter 58 involves Kawaki training with the others, where his methods and ideology on how they should tackle the problem of the Karma seal is completely different to a shinobi. There is development for everyone involved, with great foreshadowing to the most clickbait scene we have witnessed in history. Yes, that one scene of Boruto vs Kawaki in the future. They have mastered the clickbait jutsu. Until this day, I strive to reach Kishimoto's greatness. Every Boruto episode and chapter makes us ponder on how it ends up happening, and that's why we keep moving forward. That one scene alone has made us love and follow Boruto all this time.
Well, let's be nice. Let's be nice. We don't have to go there. I mean, you're not wrong, but you didn't have to say it. I mean, good lord.
Boruto Chapter 58 starts with Naruto offering his son drugs.
Hey, yo, what the fuck?
Yes, the drugs, the good shit. And wait, not the good shit, I meant the bad shit. Don't do drugs, kids, it's bad. He received these drugs from his dealer, Amado.
Is this a 5 o'clock free crack giveaway?
These drugs stop the ossification of the Karma seal by suppressing the data transfer and attacking the DNA. This was originally meant for Ishiki Otsutsuki as a way to stop his Byakugan. This is why it's imperative not to allow Hinata or Himawari to get a hand of these pills. Otherwise, it will cause severe side effects, even death. Naruto explains all of this to Boruto, letting him know that it will not get rid of his Karma seal or the 80% of data that has already transferred. Rather, it would only slow down the progress. Now, as Boruto starts to observe these pills to the extent of even smelling them, Naruto gives his son advice that they don't know the side effects. He should make the decision to take these pills with caution, and with that, he won't force him to take it. Boruto understands everything swiftly and goes straight for it, eating it like a Tic Tac. And I swear, this might be the first Naruto old school throwback illustration we have seen in a while. It feels like Kishimoto is more involved now and might be instructing Ikimoto on how he wants the designs to be drawn. His shocked face is funny as it can get. They dispute his quick action to make the decision, where Boruto actually gives a mature response. Just from this conversation, we can see Boruto's progression as a character. We all once saw this boy as immature, annoying, and disrespectful. Let's be honest, since we all followed Naruto for over 16 years and witnessed his sacrifice to become who he is. His son doesn't understand or forgive him for anything, and that annoyed us. But the thing is, Boruto didn't have the knowledge we possess, and he even asked Naruto to tell him more about himself, since Naruto has been so busy after becoming Hokage, not being able to fulfill his father figure role to a degree that Boruto wanted. So let's remember for the last time, rest in peace, Boruto the brat.
ボルト話せ母ちゃんあの野郎何度も何度もぶっ飛ばしてやる
As we all know, all of this came to a halt and changed after the Momoshiki fight. Naruto and Boruto came to an understanding as they spoke about their feelings regarding their distance. And over the years, as the story has progressed, Boruto's character now loves his father more than ever. When we witness Boruto's maturity and respect for Naruto now, I guess it pays off even more for fans, since it's a cornerstone of his character. Chapter 58 did a good job of displaying this change. Boruto understands the position he is in. He explains to his father that even though it might take time for someone to find their resolve, especially when their life is on the line, Boruto has been building his resolve for a while and prepared for the worst case scenario. Remember, before they went to fight Ishiki Otsutsuki, Sasuke asked him a similar question if he's prepared to die, and Boruto said hell yes. This explains his fast decision to take the pill, because he has already seen worse. Remember, Momoshiki managed to take over Boruto's body and do real damage to his sensei Sasuke, who Boruto admires the most. He doesn't want that to ever happen again to Sasuke, his friends, or his family. Boruto thanks his father for the pills, showing that he is grateful, and then Naruto ends their conversation with a sheesh. sheesh. Can I get a sheesh in the comments, guys?
No.
This video is sponsored by Battle Cats, a mobile tower defense game you will totally enjoy since it's completely unique and different from the others, trust me. The game involves a cat base where you can choose different characters that can form a battle formation to help you in each stage. There are different grades of cats ranging from normal, special, rare, and uber rare. Just look at the variety of these guys, they're so kawaii and cute! Look at the guy I created myself. Isn't he beautiful?
Yes.
As soon as we played this game, there was no turning back, fam. No one saw me for 2 days. Wait, that's actually normal for weebs. We binge watch anime for 7 days straight sometimes.
So true.
But trust me, you're gonna need this game.
I don't need it.
The game involves the cats with various powers that help you progress throughout the story. The unique design and quirkiness of the game makes you glued to the screen. The music slaps, the graphics slaps, the game is straight fire! The combat is really simple and easy to learn. Even a numpty like me learned so quickly and got addicted. The 10 units you select help you in the Tower of Defense gameplay. The worker cat gives you money, and the higher the level it is, the more economy and money you have. It's a balance of gameplay where it involves a lot of strategy to actually win, which makes it even more challenging and fun. You're gonna need big brain for this game, but since you clicked on this video, I know you're smart and this game is free, so it's a win-win situation. Oh my god! The game is updated often with regular new items, cats and things to complete, so you will never get bored. Like imagine being on a plane, train or bus and you need something to entertain yourself, right? Or you're gonna fall asleep and miss your stop, right? You don't want to miss your stop and embarrass yourself and waste time. So make sure to download Battle Cats in the link below and in the pinned comment. You won't regret it. There is a possibility that Boruto taking the pills will cause his pure eye Jougan to appear because it's affecting his genetics, and the story keeps pointing out the side effects. The pill was originally created to attack the Byakugan, the Hyuga genetics that he has. For example, a point to note is that there is a theory that these pills might play a part in affecting Boruto's Byakugan recessive DNA along with his new Otsutsuki DNA to push an evolution to his eyes. Evolution works in many different ways, where one form of it is a mutation similar to the evolution of viruses bringing forth new strains. However, this is a theory. More than likely, Boruto already has the potential for the Jougan pure eye due to already being a descendant of a perfect combination of Hamura and Hagoromo Otsutsuki. Momoshiki looked into Boruto's genetics before giving him the Karma seal and stated that he has inherited a huge amount of their genetics, therefore making him a perfect vessel. When Urashiki confronted Tonori Otsutsuki, he stated he knows he interfered with Hinata's pregnancy and that boy in some sort of way. Tonori calls Boruto's eye the Star of Hope, and he has to save the world from the destruction that will come. We then head into the training grounds, where Boruto informs his friends of his decision to take the pills. Kawaki instantly reacts negatively to the news, reminding Boruto that if he dies before their fight with Code, they won't be able to execute their plan. If you guys forget what their plan was, well, it was for Boruto to use his Otsutsuki powers to bestow his very own karma onto Code. Since Boruto's DNA is evolving into Otsutsuki, it would give him access to techniques exclusive to them. Bestowing Code a karma will allow Boruto's spirit to jump into Code's body when he is taken over by Momoshiki. At the same time, this might be a way to defeat Code if they cannot kill him. Code has already showcased he is compatible in obtaining a karma, which means that Kawaki's idea is entirely possible. And just because he wasn't compatible with Ishiki's DNA, it doesn't mean he won't be with Boruto. However, we have to think about this practically. This plan does sound plausible, and if Boruto doesn't manage to bestow Code his karma to reincarnate into, then maybe he can give it to Kawaki to buy some more time. Is that how Kawaki will gain his karma in the end and point in the future? We mentioned all the possibilities of him gaining a karma in a separate video. We also discussed it on Twitch where many of you agree to this possibility. That's why it's very important that you guys smash the like button and hit the notification bell for our channel. That way you're up to date with our community. I definitely suggest for you to watch our Kawaki Karma video to stay up to date, because we mentioned if Boruto has this Otsutsuki transfer power, why can't he give half of it to Kawaki, slowing it down even further? Moving on back to the chapter, Boruto snaps back at Kawaki, saying he was under the impression that this idea is all hypothetical, since there was no guarantee it would even work. As the two clash, Sarada steps in, reminding us she will eventually be the Hokage. Her leadership qualities sing out loud as she tries to bring back the focus to their training. Kawaki snaps back again, saying, "Whatever, bitch!" And Boruto's like, "What the hell did you say to my dad? You disrespecting my girl in front of me!" And then they have beef. They are all clashing, all shouting, all mad at each other that their methods of training are clashing. Konohamaru points this out to Naruto, and he has his own sheesh moment, whilst Naruto says, "Calm down, son. They are all stronger than you 1 vs 1, so they will sort it out amongst themselves. They don't need you." Although this might not seem like a big conflict, the foreshadowing of Boruto and Kawaki's future clash is all over this writing. Both of them have the same goal in mind but different ways to tackle it. Likewise, their future clash might be due to this theme. We will break this down further in just a moment, so make sure to stay till the end of this video. Kawaki ignores Sarada's interruption and continues to tell Boruto that they are no match for Code and his plan is the only way. Boruto responds saying training can make a difference. Although Boruto might be right, the problem is that they do not have enough time. Along with that, we learn Code is stronger than Jougan without his limiters, effectively being stronger than Naruto and Sasuke combined. So is Boruto implying training can fulfill the gap in power between them and these broken ass characters? Either way, Sarada gets mad and once again tries to get their focus back to the objective of training. Kawaki tells her to shut up, bitch. Okay, I added the bitch, I'm sorry. But Kawaki don't be rude like that. He asks her, what's the point of just sitting down quietly? Sarada adds her own sheesh moment to the conversation, telling him, how the heck can you be so bossy when you don't even know the basics? She explains that they aren't just sitting down, but are working on their chakra control. Kawaki, feeling impatient with everything, finally gives his 2 cents to her, saying he understands that the basics are important, but they don't have time. These training drills won't help them defeat Code. Boruto gets the feeling that Kawaki is looking down on the shinobi system of training and what it means to be a shinobi. He reminds Kawaki that he is the one who wanted to learn ninjutsu in the first place. Kawaki opens up about his feelings, explaining he is just saying it's inefficient, and although it may be tradition, it requires a lot of time to actually benefit from it, time that they do not have. With that, Mitsuki finally speaks and asks Kawaki what he has in mind as an alternative. At that point, Kawaki launches a surprise attack at Mitsuki, but man saw it a mile away and uses his Gomu Gomu no Mi arm to restrict Kawaki's hand. Kawaki compliments Mitsuki's reaction, stating that he lives up to his expectations. Mitsuki understands Kawaki's desire to train via actual combat and that he could go either way. Now this sudden attack got everyone else on their toes. Heck, even Konohamaru was about to jump in, right? Like, what was he actually gonna do against these titans? Naruto had to put his hand out and tell him, sit down and watch. Boy,
Boy, if you don't go crazy, go stupid. Trash.
Sarada puts her Hokage cap on and demands that the others stop making decisions on their own, but Kawaki explains that ever since he was a kid, Jougan would train him the good old-fashioned way by practical combat drills. Despite initially hating it and considering death an easier alternative, his desire to kill Jougan allowed him to keep moving forward and see rapid improvement, realizing that there was a method to Jougan's madness. Kawaki continues attacking Mitsuki and and then switches his target onto Sarada after she calls him out on his stupidity. Now at this point, Sarada was like, "Bun this guy, bruh! Time to go chanaro on this man and make him regret disrespecting women." But Kawaki ain't on that energy, bruh. Sarada leaps into the air and uses fireball jutsu right at Kawaki, who manages to block it with his transformed arm. And whilst in the cover of the smoke, he tries to run, but Sarada catches him and throws a couple of shuriken stars, hitting Kawaki dead on. This surprised everyone, since even the characters themselves, they never expect a damn shuriken or kunai achieve their goal of hitting someone rather than being a distraction, right? So this was all part of Kawaki's 5-head plan, as the Kawaki that got hit by the stars was actually a shadow clone. This allowed the real Kawaki to sneak up behind Sarada as he started to swing his blade arm for the finishing blow, giving her no time to react. Boruto's like, "Nah bro, I can't see my thing. You know, I can't see my girlfriend getting beat by this guy." Remember guys, we've done a video of how Boruto and Sarada are in love. Go watch that video if you haven't. The link will be in the pinned comment. But anyway, Boruto leaps in to save her, blocking the force and taking the impact. Boruto mentions how Kawaki is taking the sparring too seriously, but as we discussed before, this is his past with Ishiki shining through. Kawaki has been conditioned to think this way, and despite the amount of pain and suffering he was put through, he's also seen its benefits by looking at what you can become. Boruto tells Sarada to not get involved and leave Kawaki for him to deal with. This is when Mitsuki spills the beans on what the hell is actually going on. Boruto and Kawaki are engaging in a fight to decide which method of training they do, the shinobi way or Kawaki's way, which he learned from Jougan. He views the age of shinobi as outdated for this circumstance. Boruto and Kawaki's ideologies continue to clash as foreshadowing for future events that take place when Kawaki says to Boruto, "You better not forget your own words," in response to Boruto telling him, "No arguing if you lose," right? This subtle wording could mean so much, yet so little, and that's what I love about this entire chapter. It really begins to paint the picture of the future which awaits us, making us question even the smallest of actions and what their influence on the future may be. Back in chapter 27, we learned that Kawaki's goal was to get rid of the Karma seal and find peace in himself, but that's no longer the case. He now has a taste for power, a taste for protection. His goal is to protect Naruto from anything and everything, as Naruto was the only person in his life to offer him true salvation. He was the first true human in his life. The rest were nothing but mere monsters, and this has caused Kawaki to chase a goal. However, as we can see from the time skip and also from this chapter to some degree, is that at some point down the line, this thirst for strength may lead Kawaki down a darker path, luring him back into becoming a vessel so he can gain the strength of the Karma. Remember in chapter 26 when Jougan told Kawaki he was hollow and empty, but the Karma would fill the gap. I truly think that Kawaki is starting to feel empty again, which is what may influence him to go back after the Karma in search of that self-fulfillment, just like Sasuke went to Orochimaru for power in order to attain his goal of Itachi. Their sparring then commences with them instantly trading blows. During their bout, we can begin to see just how far Kawaki has come, blocking attacks, launching counters, and Kawaki could hold his own 1v1 versus Boruto, who mind you is a prodigy. We are going to create a collaboration video in the future with Naruto Explained, where we will cover 10 signs how Boruto will surpass Naruto and Sasuke. But I need to know that you are interested. Please smash that like button and the notification bell for the channel. Join our community. Kawaki may not be a shinobi in the sense that we have come to know them, but as Ao himself said, the time has come for a new form of power. Ninja-like or not, a new breed of human is needed to be able to catch up to the levels of Naruto and the threat of the Otsutsuki that they possess, as these levels of power are no longer obtainable through normal shinobi methods. I will now be passing the video on to Yusuf, as he will be covering the rest of the chapter and what we think is actually going to happen in the future.
Okay, so we get back to the fight. Boruto, activating his Karma, absorbs Kawaki's blast, where our boy Boruto then fires back at Kawaki with his lightning style thunderclap arrow. In return, Kawaki, to defend himself, subconsciously puts out his hands as he would when he had the Karma. After witnessing Boruto, in his mind, he assumes he will be able to do the same. After all, Kawaki is the one that taught and trained Boruto on how to use this ability. With Kawaki being blown away, realizes that he is more dependent on the Karma than he thought. This goes back to the idea of of Kawaki feeling hollow and weak, which was portrayed to us in chapter 51, page 28 of the manga, when Amado commented if Kawaki was feeling irritated from the feeling of powerlessness or was he feeling grief over losing the karma. Amado must have understood how Kawaki felt from simple observation. He witnessed this boy go through the karma experiment to him being tortured in his training with Jougan, along with his eventual escape. Even though Kawaki now has Naruto and his family, he still thinks he came from nothing and was nothing, just like what Ishiki said to him. Kawaki is self-loathing and empty. We see this in his dream back in chapter 50, page 11, where Kawaki was being brainwashed to feel as though the karma gave him his true purpose. Back in chapter 39, Kawaki stated to Team 7 that he and Ishiki actually have a similar wavelength, and maybe this was kind of the ideology as well, in the terms of power being absolute to achieve one's dream rather than the way of the shinobi. With his experience, Kawaki has witnessed how the powerful took advantage of him his whole life, and just as he explained in the chapter, he realized if only he was stronger than Jougan, he could have ended his misery in an instant, and that's what motivates him. Although Kawaki obviously disagrees with his purpose being a vessel for someone like Ishiki, we can tell that our boy found his own meanings behind the karma. Let's not forget that without this power, he wouldn't even have met Naruto, the one person he admires and wants to protect. The karma actually gave him strength to do this. This whole process comes back to this chapter 58. After being beaten by Boruto, Kawaki looks up towards Naruto, who is overseeing the fight, and feels utter disappointment at himself, going as far to call himself pathetic, referring to his weakness and not being able to protect the 7th Hokage in his sorry state. Remember, he stated that a life without Naruto isn't a world he wants to live in, as he truly sees him as his father. This goes hand in hand to Ishiki's observation of him. The reality is, Ishiki wasn't fully wrong about Kawaki, but wrong about the karma and being a vessel was the only thing that would fill his empty void. What actually ended up being Kawaki's true fulfillment was the love and care he received from Naruto. Naruto filled that void in his heart, giving Kawaki something to truly fight for. Now, as Kawaki is in this state of despair, Boruto looks down on him, saying that there is one thing that definitely did change when they first met. That being, he can tell what Kawaki is thinking. Damn guys, it seems that their relationship has got to the next level. This is becoming a better love story than Naruto and Sasuke. But anyways, Boruto then gives his own speech no jutsu, advising Kawaki to not do this all alone and lean on his friends. Boruto understands Kawaki's feeling of being responsible for Kara targeting Konoha and Naruto, but explains to him that it's not his fault. Regardless, they can't leave the bad guys to do what they want, so they have to get stronger. This is the shinobi way, and to find a common ground, he reminds Kawaki that's what he believes in too. Kawaki finally gives in to Boruto and the team's decision to train as shinobis would do, from the basics. Throughout this conflict, there are a couple of points to address. First being Boruto's maturity. As mentioned earlier, our boy has grown so much. Back in my days, he was annoying, he was a brat, and a lot of you guys hated him. But now that boy is dead and this man is alive. Even Konohamaru takes notice of this, telling Naruto that he is sounding a lot like him with all his speech no jutsu. The second point to address is the fact that this clash highlights the fire in Kawaki's belly to protect the Hokage no matter the cost. At the moment, he understands he is weak and can't really do anything, leaving him no choice but to follow Boruto. However, once things go south and takes a turn for the worst, he will want to follow his own path. This path might even be him taking extreme actions even against the shinobi way, which he might have lost some trust in later on. In the future clash, Kawaki tells Boruto that he will send him to where he sent the 7th. From the start, we assumed that this statement had negative connotations. However, after observing his feelings for Naruto, it seems impossible that Kawaki means any harm to him. What's more likely is Kawaki sealing Naruto away to protect him from the threat to come. He believes that shinobi way is outdated and later, in his own words, over. This threat might be another Otsutsuki attack, a possible all-out galactic war. Kawaki might want to fight this battle alone, resorting to his old ways as we see in this chapter. In the end, the future Boruto and Kawaki clash might not be any different than the clash we see here. Coming back to the chapter, Kawaki, defeated, laying on the ground, responds back to Boruto's speech by saying that all of these big lines would have been better coming from someone more reliable. But in the end, Kawaki decides to follow through and do things Boruto's shinobi way. Naruto, overseeing all of this indicates that this Team 7 will be essential for the battle to come, hoping they will be much stronger before Code arrives. With that, we come to the end of the chapter and this video. Let us know what you guys think. Do you think Kawaki and Boruto's clash will be something more? Or is it just a simple difference of opinions which kind of got misconstrued along the way, turning into an all-out battle? With that guys, don't forget to smash that like button, subscribe, ding that notification bell. Until then, we'll catch you lot next time.